Prince Oberyn Martell, also known as the Red Viper, is a member of House Martell and is the younger brother of Doran Martell, the Prince of Dorne. Oberyn has 8 bastard daughters called the Sand Snakes, the 4 youngest of whom are by his current wife, Ilaria Sand. Oberyn has the features of a salty Dornishman. He is a tall, slender, graceful, and fit man and has a lined and saturnine face with thin eyebrows, black viper eyes, and a sharp nose. His hair is lustrous and black with only a few silver streaks and recedes from his brow in a widow's peak. He's a renowned warrior, quick as a water snake, and very athletic. Oberyn has always been fierce. He has a fearsome and notorious reputation. According to Tywin Lannister, Oberyn has always been half mad. His brother Doran has described him as deadly, dangerous, unpredictable, stating that no man dare tread on him. However, Doran also claims Oberyn is rash, a witty man who is sharp of tongue. Oberyn has claimed to have been a monstrous young fellow in his youth. He's also a bloodthirsty man who for years has sought revenge for his sister, Elia, with whom he had been inseparable as children. He despises Mace Tyrell, calling him, quote, the fat flower of Highgarden. Rumor has it that he is bisexual. His one-time squire, Sir Damon Sand, is rumored to have been one of his lovers. Additionally, it is said Oberyn has begotten bastard girls all over Dorne, though in reality only 4 of his 8 daughters are Dornish, born to his longtime wife, Ilaria. He fearlessly claimed and raised them, among them, so they would be able to defend themselves, and allowing them the freedom to choose between wedding or taking pleasure wherever can be found. Oberyn has an interest in fine horseflesh. His sand steed is a stallion black as sin with a mane and tail the color of fire. Oberyn has been known to wear a cloak of pale red silk, an armored shirt of overlapping rows of glittering copper discs, and a high gilded helm with a copper sun on its brow. His round steel shield is brightly polished and displays the Martell sun and spear in red gold, yellow gold, white gold, and copper. Early in his life, in his youth, Oberyn was fostered at Sandstone. When in his teens, Oberyn traveled with his mother, the ruling princess of Dorne, and his sister, Princess Elia Martell, and met multiple potential marriage candidates for his sister, visiting castles at Starfall, the Arbor, Old Town, the Shield Islands, and Crakehall. Oberyn spent his time mocking Elia's suitors. The last castle they visited was Casterly Rock, where they arrived shortly after the death of Lady Joanna Lannister in childbirth. According to Oberyn, his mother and Joanna had planned to wed either Oberyn to Cersei or Elia to Jaime, or both of them to each other. Lord Tywin, however, was unreceptive of this suggestion, stating that his daughter would marry Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. He offered the newborn Tyrion as a husband for Elia instead, which was seen as an insult. At the age of 16, Oberyn was found in bed with the Lord Edgar Ronwood. The Lord challenged him to a duel. The duel was to first blood, given the prince's youth and high birth, and both took cuts. Edgar's wounds festered and killed him. Oberyn has been known as the Red Viper ever since by friends and foes alike, due to the rumors that he fought the duel with a poisoned blade. Afterward, Oberyn was sent to Oldtown and then to Lys in temporary exile in order for House Martell to make peace with House Ronwood, and Prince Quentin Martell was sent as a ward to Ronwood. Oberyn traveled extensively in the Free Cities, where he learned much about poisons and perhaps even darker arts. He had studied at the Citadel, going so far as to forge 6 links of a maester's chain before he grew bored. He soldiered in the disputed lands across the narrow sea, riding with the Second Sons for a time before forming his own company. It is said that he beds both men and women, and he has begotten 8 bastard daughters, called the Sand Snakes. In the Baratheon era, Oberyn had a close relationship with his sister Elia. It is currently unknown where Oberyn was during Robert's Rebellion, but during the sack of King's Landings, Sir Gregor Clegane raped and murdered his sister, and he also killed her son, Prince Aegon Targaryen. Another Lannister knight, Sir Amory Lorch, killed his daughter, Princess Rhaenys Targaryen. After hearing of these deaths, Oberyn attempted to raise Dorne for the exiled Prince Viserys Targaryen. The new hand of the king, Lord John Arryn, traveled to Sunspear in the year following the war and was able to keep the peace, but Oberyn has desired revenge ever since. Oberyn is primarily responsible for giving modern revitalization to the ongoing feud between his house and the Tyrells because he accidentally crippled Willis Tyrell, an attorney. Oberyn struck Willis's breastplate clean, but the boy's foot caught in a stirrup as he fell and his horse fell on top of him. Oberyn sent his own macer to help treat Willis, who holds no grudge against Oberyn. Oberyn and his brother Doran, Prince of Dorne, worked in secret for years, planning on bringing an end to the reign of King Robert Baratheon and destroying House Lannister. Oberyn traveled to Braavos, where Viserys and Daenerys were living with Sir Willem Darry. Oberyn and Willem signed a secret marriage pact with the Sea Lord of Braavos as witness, promising Viserys the hand of Princess Arianne Martell in marriage in return for Dorne's help in reclaiming the Iron Throne from House Baratheon. Oberyn eventually granted knighthood on his squire Sir Daemon Sand, and Prince Quentyn Martell chose to be knighted by Lord Anders Ronwood instead of Oberyn. In Game of Thrones, he comes to King's Landing to claim his brother Doran's small council seat and to finally receive justice for the death of his sister Elia. Whenever he happens to see Tyrion, he asks when justice would be served. However, Lord Tywin plans to lie Oberyn and claim that the now-deceased Sir Armory Lorch was responsible for the deaths of Elia, her daughter Rhaenys, and her son Aegon, although Armory had only killed Rhaenys during the sack of King's Landing. Oberyn is among those lords Tywin Lannister considers as a possible candidate in marriage for his daughter, the widowed Queen Cersei. Oberyn gives King Joffrey a red gold scorpion brooch for the royal wedding. After Tyrion is accused of Joffrey's murder, Oberyn is one of his judges. The day before judgment is to be pronounced, Oberyn offers to be Tyrion's champion in a trial by combat against Gregor Clegane. And we all know how that unfortunately ends for Oberyn. I hope you enjoyed this video on Oberyn before the events of Game of Thrones. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it, and have a great day.